Hi everyone, welcome to another IL2 Finnish Virtual Pilots highlight video. I spawned in a game and saw that there were 3 enemy tanks at one of our tank spawns, slash the nearby front line, so popped in a fully loaded P-47 to see if I could help out. And pretty soon after reaching the front lines, I spot this tank, and on my dive I identify it as a Tiger, and so drop a couple of presents on him. Absolutely love the diving into the hatch and slow backing away, but really doesn't help this tank at all. A 2,500 pounds of explosives drop right in front of him, finish off that Tiger very quickly. Now, same run, still have my rockets, and I spot another tank, in this case a Panzer IV, making a run for the tree line, and so do my best to intercept. Probably get a bit too close to the trees, but do get several rounds off. And again, hand it to the German tanker here, sitting out with his pistol ready to return fire. So the first 4 don't disable him, so I go in for another pass. On the pass I do see the commander still sitting up, so I give him a few rounds of the 50 cal, but they don't do much. I do fire the rockets. Now this doesn't manage to kill the tank, but it did seem to cripple him. You can see a lot of fragmentation on his armour, and he did bail shortly afterwards, so I was awarded the kill, and counting that as a battle victory. After reloading, I spot a Panther that is attacking the actual spawn site, shooting tanks as they spawn. So try the same trick with the Tiger of just dropping all 3 bombs. In this case, big bomb there just jumps over the tank, skipping off the ground, and so unfortunately get explosions either side, but nothing good. The tank rolls on, repositioning to attack a newly spawned KV. So I come around, again still got the rockets, and he's nicely lined side on here. So I fire all 6 rockets. And I get very confused at that absolutely massive explosion until I see another plane that's followed me in. Two of the rockets did make a direct hit. One tracked him, the other seems to have hit in the side here. He's not out of action at this point, unfortunately he does still fire on friendlies, but again he does bail shortly afterwards. I think he took too much damage to want to repair, so he bails and I get a 3rd kill of the match. Things start to go a bit wrong there. Once I reload, I quickly find 109s now trying to defend the area, and I'm stubborn so I don't drop my ordnance, and that costs me. Hoping that the Spitfire here would save me in time, but not quite. Take enough hits that I lose control and go straight in. But in the background we can see the Spitfire finishing the 109 that dies immediately after I do. So not all bad there. Then I decide to take a tank. I take a KV-1 and I spot this Panzer right along the road and take it out in 2 shots. I only remember to turn on the recording at the last minute, which is why this is a bit abrupt. And the Panzer does manage to get a direct hit on me, but thankfully the Stalinium armour holds up. Rhine metal armour, on the other hand, really can't handle a second shot. So I move into the town and take the CP, and then set up on the southern edge, keeping an eye on this road, which leads to the enemy Panzer spawn. And after a couple of minutes, I spot this tank, making its way along. Now the recording seems to go a bit weird here, it doesn't quite capture what this sight was actually doing. But I'm very proud of that first shot, just kind of guessing the range and managed to track him in one hit. Then finish him in another. This is the first time I've actually done an ambush in a tank, so really happy with how that went. You can see here that he really had no chance of spotting me. In that tree line, there's just no way of spotting a KV-1. Then I chose not to reposition. I probably should have, but a short while later another tank came along. This one was aware that there was a KV, and so he stops. And then we have one very long, very extended sniper duel. Actually turns out we're about 2 kilometers away from each other at this point. And so we both just try and range each other with trial and error. I know there is a way to get your crew to arrange things for you, but I'm not sure what that is, so if anyone knows, please do leave a comment down below. But eventually, through sheer trial and error and luck, we do manage to get a hit. The shots unfortunately aren't doing a huge amount of damage at this range. And then on top of that, we're really at the limit of the gun's accuracy. A lot of these shots are without moving the turret at all, and they are varying wildly between what hits and what doesn't. It is really hard to see whether I'm actually getting hits or not, and I think that's the problem for the Panther here, that he's not sure if he's hitting me either, whereas all of his shots fall well short. Eventually one of the hits does something good, and I think that's his engine that gets crippled there. I start piling on hit after hit. He continues to fire, but as you can see in the back, he is just consistently falling short, and his rounds are bouncing randomly along before my tank. He, on the other hand, has taken many hits to his front. I think at this point his radio man's definitely dead, his engine's dead. But he's still able to fire back. I, on the other hand, haven't taken any hits other than the one from the Panzer on the road. And so I'm quite happy just to sit here and continue this incredibly long-range duel. Eventually, one of my HE rounds misses the tank, or sorry, AP rounds misses the tank, but does go straight through the commander. That's enough for the game to register a kill. So we have a few minutes of just the server timer ticking down. This is right at the end of the session. And so we just continue firing each other here. Obviously his gunner is still alive. Might be all that's still alive inside his tank. But I was very happy with this run out. Managed to get 6 tanks total. 4 Panzers, 1 Panther and 1 Tiger, all for the loss of just a single P-47. I've not done much tank killing before, so I'm really happy. And here at the end we see the flames popping up from the last shell, which does eventually fully kill the tank just as the server's expiring. Anyway, hope you all liked this one. If you want to see more, please like the video, and I will see you again in the future. Take care and have fun.